This bulletin is brought to you by Good Morning Vihalia. Enjoy the warmth and indulge in the deliciousness.
Good morning, good morning.
Hello ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday evening, Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad came to the defense of Education Minister Maszlee Malik when we asked him about how Harapan treats the backlash that they got after Maszlee was made president of the International Islamic University of Malaysia, or IIUM. If you haven't heard that acronym before or the name of that university, well, it's also called University Islam Antarabangsa, or UUIA. Well, this is what Dr. Mahathir said.
Tetapi yang utama ialah kualiti orang itu. Kalau dianya macam dulu, sampai 100 orang ahli UMNO dijadikan director dan sebagainya, mereka ini tidak ada kebolehan sama sekali. Ya, kita akan pilih orang yang qualified untuk mengetuai mungkin, tetapi kalau orang kita pun ada qualification yang cukup, walaupun kita telah kata orang daripada parti tak patut masuk, tetapi mereka ini bukan masukkan dilantik bukan kerana parti, kerana kebolehan mereka. Jadi kita perlu juga bagi layanan kepada mereka.
And then the backlash kept coming. This afternoon, about 4 students decided to go and duduk bantah in front of the Ministry of Education. If you haven't heard that term before, then welcome to Malaysia Baru. Before this, we used to have these duduk bantah things where people would sit down in front of an establishment and not get up until their demands have been fulfilled. Well, then these students said that they will sit there until Maszlee relinquishes his post as IIUM president, citing a conflict of interest, and that if Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad could reject the Education Ministry portfolio just one day after it was assigned to him, Maszlee should follow suit.
Supaya universiti tak jadi kilang. Universiti tak jadi kilang untuk keluarkan mahasiswa-mahasiswa yang akan mengikut kata-kata kerajaan, mahasiswa-mahasiswa yang akan di brainwashed oleh the government. This is what the previous government have been doing for 61 years. By having their political intervention in the university, they formed the university. The university did not become an institution of knowledge, but it became an institution to brainwash the students so that they follow the government. We cannot speak up against the government. All the syllabus are being formed so that we do not speak up against the government. And if now he is continuing the same, there's no changes. There's completely no change.
The last we heard at the time of recording is that the students have made it inside the ministry building, and their sit-in protest continues despite the staff seizing their placards. Now, on to the other side of town. During a press conference following the Pakatan Harapan Presidential Council meeting, the tune seems to have taken a drastic change as the Prime Minister was once again asked to clarify his stance and that of the government on Maszlee's appointment.
Ya, berkenaan dengan UIA ini, banyak yang memberi pendapat. Kita selalu sensitif terhadap pendapat orang ramai, dan kita akan kaji semula tentang pelantikan ini. Kerana kita ini bukan terukir dengan batu. It's not carved in stone. Kita boleh ubah pendirian kita.
Remember how Musa Aman yesterday turned up at the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission headquarters for questioning over allegations that lawmakers in the state of Sabah were induced to leave their parties after the 14th general elections? Yeah, about that, here's an update. It appears that the questioning session was cut short because he then had to be rushed out of the building to the Putrajaya Hospital at about 2:10 in the afternoon, and then later to the National Heart Institute, or IJN, in Kuala Lumpur due to an apparent health problem. When he showed up, he was seen by some reporters alighting from his vehicle with the help of a walking stick. Bernama reports that the MACC investigating team was not able to complete taking the statement due to the emergency. It's no secret that Pakatan Harapan has major beef with former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak. In the lead up to the 14th general elections, the current Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said that should Harapan win, Najib will be tried under the rule of law and that the coalition will not be out to take revenge on him. So today, in the press conference after the Pakatan Harapan Presidential Council meeting, Mahathir revealed the progress on this issue.
There are many charges against Najib Razak. Many wrong things that he has done. We have to choose which one we want to manage first. Already there are 2 charges frame against him. But there are many others. I am quite sure in time we will. But investigations take a long time, simply because sometimes we don't get the full cooperation of people who knows the facts, and sometimes it's difficult to get documents to back the allegations made.
Among the wrongdoings that Mahathir accused Najib of, one of them was about a 9.5 million ringgit payment to veteran lawyer Muhammad Shafi Abdullah. Last night, the Attorney General's chambers was reported to have submitted new evidence to the Court of Appeal supporting a claim that Najib paid 9.5 million ringgit to Shafi, believed to be for his work in prosecuting PKR President-elect Anwar Ibrahim. Among the evidence submitted was an affidavit including bank transaction details of Najib and Shafi's bank accounts respectively, and a copy of 2 checks from Najib for 4.3 million ringgit and 5.2 million ringgit respectively, dated in 2013 and 2014. The payment is allegedly over Shafi's involvement in the infamous Sodomy 2 trial, which saw Anwar found guilty of sodomy and then imprisoned. He was later pardoned by the king following the 14th general elections. Today, Anwar's lawyer Ramkapal Singh said that this finding contradicts Shafi's rubbishing of the allegations, explaining that, quote, if the prosecutor had an interest in their outcomes, having been remunerated by a potential witness, then surely the said prosecutions cannot be said to be free from bias and suspicion. Malaysia's first multigrains brand. The champion is Good Morning. We now wrap up the week with some talk about the minimum wage. Today, the Prime Minister said that the nation risks losing its competitive edge if the minimum wage rises too drastically, going on to explain that the government is in a difficult situation where large sums of money is being lost to pay off huge debts. Hence, government spending is in a tight spot and it's very difficult to increase. Now, rewind back a little further and you might remember that Pakatan Harapan promised in their manifesto to raise the minimum wage to 1,500 ringgit. Up from 1,000 ringgit in Peninsular Malaysia and 920 ringgit in Sabah and Sarawak. However, the announcement that the government made on Wednesday falls short of this promise, with an increase to just 1,050 ringgit. Is raising the minimum wage important for the people of Malaysia? Or is there any merit whatsoever in having the rakyat, especially those who live under the B40 line, on 1,050 ringgit a month, in the name of keeping the national competitive edge? Well, let's talk about it on Twitter. Hit me up in the comments. Hit like, follow, subscribe, and share this video. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thank you for watching, and ladies and gentlemen, have a pleasant weekend.